Hello there, everyone. Ashnflash here, and welcome on into my spoiler review for Jurassic World Dominion. And I am a really big fan of the Jurassic Park franchise. Specifically, I had this game called Zoo Tycoon, and there was a dinosaur sort of DLC, and I would love making my own parks with the dinosaurs. And I don't know, the movies, like specifically the first one, I always loved because it's iconic, it's nostalgic, and but Jurassic World, when that one came out, just blew me away because we got to see the park in action, which is one of my favorite things about this world personally. But yeah, I really love them, and I saw the sequel to that in theaters and everything. Oh my goodness! Anytime they play that music, just it had me in tears. Like anytime I hear it, whether it's from a trailer, especially in the trailers, I remember with the original Jurassic World movie, the piano theme, and it's just so powerful and iconic, and it's such a big part of like my childhood, teenage years, and now into my adulthood. So that's just a bit of my history about this. But jumping into this movie, if you want, there's non-spoilers and then also spoilers and Lego talk, where I'll talk about how the sets did and just some ideas for future sets as well. But non-spoilers, I think that overall I enjoyed it, which I think at the end of the day is all that matters when it comes to these movies. Yeah, the writing for this and the convenience of certain things might have been a bit much, but I think that overall it was still fun, which is what I think these movies have been for the most part, I would say. And I think that we really got to see more of our favorite characters as well, and they sort of change a bit of things, I guess, that's set up in the past movies and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know. I can't really say too much without getting into spoilers, especially the things that like I don't really like about this, but overall I enjoyed it, and it was nice to see the classic legacy characters interact with the current day ones. I thought that was really awesome. Honestly, I'm really impressed. So yeah, let's jump into spoilers. So where do I begin? I guess we'll start with the locusts, and it's just kind of like, where did this come from? Why is this a thing? If Ellie's the only one realizing, like, clearly she wouldn't be the only one realizing that the huge locusts, the genetically modified ones that no one's ever seen before, are not eating the biosyn ones. Isn't that, like, I don't know, they were worried about evidence and stuff like that and throwing it into a delete folder and then burning them all. Is that really enough? Is that gonna erase your, I don't know, the whole plot of that, and that's how they bring them in, was just like, I don't know, it was weird to me. And she needed a witness, so she went to Alan. It was just so convenient. And Ian Malcolm also reached out to her for like, it was just like, I don't know, I don't like how they brought them back, if I'm being honest. Like, the reasoning behind them, how they brought them back, the execution of them actually all acting and doing all that together was absolutely incredible. I really enjoyed that. And when it comes to the cast that we've gotten to know over the last two movies, we like, I think that their story and motivations were probably a little bit more well done, especially with Maisie. And I enjoyed Claire and Owen and just the family dynamic there that they've gotten. And I don't know, it was really nice and sweet, I think, to see Owen and Claire in love and just happy. Unlike, they sort of fell off in between Jurassic World and Fallen Kingdom. So it was nice to see that you know, that they have each other and that they have Maisie and that they're sort of doing all that. I really loved that. It was very sweet. And the motivation behind them going after them for rescuing Maisie, as well as just the fact that like Blue migrated, I guess, and just followed Owen, I thought was really sweet as well. And that with a little Beta, I thought that was really cute, and just the fact that they were going after both of them. And that sort of leads me to like one of the first things when it comes to Beta. It's like, I don't understand how Wu knew that Blue reproduced, whatever the phrase is, by herself, after Rain, who's just this black market dinosaur smuggler guy just happened to see that Blue had a baby? How would they have known and made that jump to we need Beta? Because like did they I like where did that come from? He said that he followed him in from town and then saw that Blue and Beta were there. Oh, and the girl's here too. Like I didn't understand that at all. There's a few other like writing things to me. It's like all of a sudden Franklin's in the CIA now, and other past Jurassic World employees are in the CIA. What qualifications from working at a theme park do you have to be in the CIA? What? I, I didn't understand that. Working as security and at desks, and you're telling me then that Dennis Nedry from the very first movie and Samuel Jackson's character, they all had the exact same qualifications, that they could have been hired from the CIA if they survived that movie. What on earth? I that makes no, I don't see the correlation there. Anyways, it was honestly really cool to see Barry, and that was a bit of like a surprise to see him back from the first one. I honestly didn't recall if he lived or died, and I was actually watching them recently, and I was thinking that too. I was like, did he survive? Did he not? I don't recall, but yeah, it was cool to see him back, and I really thought that that whole chase was incredible. Like I love the idea of them using the technology from the second one of like the red point laser, and it just the Atrociraptors going after them. I thought it was an incredible scene, and even just the fight through the marketplace and everything about that I thought was really really awesome. And the fact that it led all the way to the plane chase as well, I really want to talk about with Lego. I thought was just really cool. Now, when it comes to Kayla, I thought she was a really fun character. Just it was nice to see the dynamic that she had with Owen as well, and as they were looking for Claire and everything, I thought was really fun. Once I got the facility, specifically with Ian, it was cool to see him giving a lecture. I thought that was really fun, and also just how him and Ellie were getting along, and not flirting, but like to Alan, it seemed like that. They really did that so well. And I love the jealousy there, even from the first movie. Like, I thought that was really great. But yeah, I enjoyed how their progression sort of went along, and how they both thought each other were happy. Yeah, it was just sweet to see them get back together there at the end. I always didn't like that part of Jurassic Park 3 or whatever it was, but yeah, I really thought that was sweet, and how they handled the legacy characters and everything. Even the moment, one of my favorite moments was when Jeff Goldblum unbuttoned his shirt and then like had to like look around and then button it back up or whatever. I thought that was a really funny bit. I enjoyed that thoroughly, and how he sort of did the same thing. Bit of redemption, I guess, for his idiocy in the first movie with the T-Rex, when he had the flare. I mean, he was doing the right thing. He was trying to protect the kids, but it was cool to see him stand still there with the flame, and throw it into the mouth. I thought was really awesome. And the moment he slipped, that whole bit, even in the trailers, and I tweeted this out, I was saying that I was so concerned that I feel like they're setting someone up to die here, and I'm not prepared for that. Whether it's the core new cast or the legacy cast, I was not prepared for that. The moment he slipped, and just every single bit about that, when he was left behind in the truck, all those moments, my heart was in my throat. Like I was just so concerned, and even just talking about this now, like I was so worried. I was so worried someone's gonna die. I'm so thankful that they all made it out, which in a way is very convenient. But yeah, I don't know. That's something, like, looking back at the first Jurassic Park movie, it's like no one is safe. Like no one is safe. Samuel L. Jackson, dead off screen, but like horrifyingly dead. I'm surprised that didn't happen with anyone here. But Dodgson, I have to talk about this. I thought that it was interesting to see Richard Parker here. I have no idea what the actor's name is. Someone's going to comment it down below. But to me, it's always going to be Richard Parker from the Amazing Spider-Man movies. It was interesting to see him here play Dodgson because if just a bit of a brief history, Dodgson first appeared in the original movie. If you weren't didn't recall the name or whatever it is, as well as that shaving cream bottle is the one that he gives to Dennis Nedry, and I thought that they handled that pretty well. Like it was fun to see him make that return, even if it wasn't the same actor because of controversy and some stuff in his own personal life. But it was fun to see them bring that character back regardless, because he is the villain in the sequel books and stuff like that. So it was interesting to see the can and in his like sort of relic room. Also, that can is going to be in season 5 of Camp Cretaceous, which I meant to watch before this, but that's also really cool that they're sort of Star Warsing it and writing these like animated the shows to intersect with these movies, and I really appreciate that. I love that aspect of it. So now for sure I definitely want to watch that. But his comeuppance and his death, I loved how they were to the Dilophosaurus, the same as what happened to Dennis. I loved that part of it. I thought that was really, really great. Just I think of the line of with George Lucas and how it's poetry and it rhymes. That to me, I thought was really awesome. That was another one of my favorite parts, was how it reflected Dennis's. I thought that was really great. Oh my goodness, the again, I was so concerned for this cast of characters and if they were gonna make it out or not. The Dilophosaurus and just how like Owen, I almost said Chris Pratt, when Owen came up and like grabbed it by the neck and everything, I thought was incredible because he would know how to handle this stuff. Just, my heart. I liked how Ellie and Claire were bonding over like their post-traumatic stress of everything, of how they still have nightmares from the first their first adventures and parks and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty interesting. All right, the negative about this, for whatever reason, they almost sort of gave Maisie, I guess in a way, a virgin birth. I don't know what it is with Hollywood and these stories right now, with like not realizing that I apologize, probably something I've never said on the channel before, but not realizing that they could just have sex or adopt a child to have a child. Like, what is with this theme? Like, it just happened in Wanda in Multiverse of Madness. Just either make a child with magic, or there's those other two alternatives. So same thing here with this girl. Just because she had this genetic disease doesn't mean that she would pass it down, and I'm not sure if she knew that she would. Anyways, it was just like, adopt if you really want a child. Like, there's so many alternatives to, I'm gonna make a clone but also impregnate myself. I felt like I already didn't like the clone sort of arc that they were setting up in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. The fact that they went, no, there's so many things and layers to this. It made no sense to me. So she impregnated herself and then somehow was giving the baby shots then to fix the DNA. It wasn't something, a lot of times, every single time in these Jurassic World movies, it was they were genetically bred beforehand. We filled the gaps in their DNA. So this clone of her had the shots afterwards only for convenience sake, so that they can do the locust thing that would fix the locust problem. Very weird to me. And then also how Henry was being praised for his findings of fixing his mistake. I don't know. Anyways, the going back to that for a second with the cloning part of it, I preferred the idea of there was some tragedy and that Lockwood couldn't live without his daughter. Like, I much rather prefer that. I felt like that's definitely how they set it up, and how he was just this grumpy old man. And yeah, I don't know. That's the feeling that I got with that. So for them to sort of go and undo that aspect of it, and that was also, didn't in the second one they also had a falling out, the two of them, because of him wanting to do this? Didn't that just undo that? very weird to me to go and undo that. Very Last Jedi, and interesting with Colin Trevorrow as well. Um, just sort of episode 9 retconning stuff that happened in the original one. Like if you look at it, it parallels each other with J.J. Abrams directing 7 and 9, and then the middle director doing weird stuff, and then here you've got Colin Trevorrow directing technically 4 and 6, and then the middle one doing weird stuff again. And he was supposed to direct episode 9. Anyways, it's just weird to me that they would go and undo that. Now I want to go back and rewatch, well, all of them, but Kingdom specifically. So, yeah, I don't know. I definitely would have preferred that, and it's also very weird to me that it was this hush hush secret that I guess even just so many people didn't know about, but specifically Ellie, who conveniently had her mom teach at her university or college or whatever. She opened up and told Ellie this. Like, it was just like, it was this big secret when it's convenient to be, but then also she's going around telling other people. It was like, I don't know, that part of it, and I already knew going into this movie that I wasn't really going to like that part of going into the cloning history of all that. However, I did enjoy Maisie and just the interactions that she had with everyone else. I also sort of wish that maybe we saw a flashback more to Jurassic Park. It was nice to see that she was there. All right, that's a lot about the movie. I'm surprised I had that much to say. Lego talk, though. My goodness, did Lego hit these sets out of the park. The minute that we saw even just the opening of them like breaking out the dinosaurs and everything like that, and the Triceratops, and like that's a set right there, and I thought they did excellent with that one. And I even my absolute favorite though was the combination of the sets and the connections between them, because I'd been promising a video that I just put out yesterday for so long because I knew from the description that the bike could fit in the plane. And the minute that I realized when they were talking over the comms about we've got to go to Biosyn and everything, the minute that he was on the bike, I put it together that like Lego actually knew somehow, or were told that they would be able to put the bike in the plane. They need to do that as a play feature. Loved that so much. I was blown away by the accuracy of these sets, even down to like the car that Ian had. I thought was really, really great. And even just, I guess, the only weak part I would say, and this leads into like a set that I'd like to see, is actually the laboratory, the Biosyn lab. I really would love a D2C, and I know I want to do a video also soon talking about top 10 sets that I want from the franchise, but this would go on the list. There was like just the environment there I thought was really like sort of campus like of a university, but also mixed with the laboratories and stuff like that, even to get like the Locust lab, to get Dodgson's actual office with like the relics, to get the shaving cream bottle and everything. I think even the tube, like the transport, like there's a lot they could do there with a large scale set, besides what we got here, which is sort of weak, I would say. And I would love to get that. And speaking of of that, specifically with the Biosyn lab set, I thought it was very funny to me how big the helicopters were, because the Lego set, I remember in my review, I struggled to fit a figure in the back, and then in the movie, they fit the entire cast of characters inside of the helicopter. That's not a problem with the movie, it's a problem with the Lego set. And obviously, I wouldn't expect them to fit like probably, I don't even know, like 9 characters. But I really thought that was funny. I'm also sad as well, minifigure wise, that we didn't get Ramsey. I didn't really talk much about him. He didn't do too much. He was sort of his protege to Dodgson. But I think that I'm sad that we didn't get those two. And Wu, for some reason, I'm maybe there were reshoots. I'm not sure, but same outfit. However, no beard and long hair, and that's really easy to change. Like, you can go get Wu and set on shelves now with his regular face, but give him the Loki hair or something. I don't know. It was surprising to me just how off that figure looked, despite everyone else looking really great, I think. But yeah, overall, I really cannot praise the sets enough. I think they did a great job, except for I guess the 4+ T-Rex that was made up and that fishing set as well. But other than that, absolutely incredible. All of the trucks and everything like that. I think they did a really great job with this wave. Really well done, Lego. You accurately depicted this movie, and I guarantee you, after coming out of this movie, I know that if I didn't have the sets, I would have gone out and got some because it just really would have sold me on a lot of them. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, though. What do you think of the movie? What do you think of the Lego sets now? And what would you like to see for a Lego set? I'm trying to like wrap my mind around other things. I really just want a bigger location for the Biosyn Sanctuary. Really awesome. But please comment it all down below. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you all have a great day. We'll see you all in the next one.